Oh my gosh, my nephew just came and got my children and took them to go run some errands for me. Like, I just hit the jackpot on a random Tuesday. Because if you don't know, my kids haven't started homeschool back yet, and so they're just watching the Olympics and playing and coming in and out. But he took them, and that gives me a hot minute to make this video for you just a little bit early because we are going to go to the swimming pool. So I am so excited. If you can't tell, I love what I do as a coach. Like, I love what I do as a coach. And so yesterday I went live and I talked about how I even decided to become a coach. Like, what did that process look like? Like, how did I even learn about it? And what did God tell me that made me say yes to doing it? I can get very emotional when I tell my story because I look back and I see God weaving my story together, even amongst my doubt and my fears and my insecurities, and even like using those things to make me a better coach by humbling me first and making me reliant on him. And I could totally get all caught up and teary about that, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to cry today. But I hope you did get to watch that. If you go back to my IGTV, you can find that video from yesterday. Today, I want to answer a very common question that I get from people about, Rachel, what in the heck do you actually do as a coach, right? Because I know that for you watching me from the outside, it may just be look like a lot of social media, right? And yes, social media is a gift. It is a platform that I have been given to tell my story, to meet other amazing women, to tell you about my challenge groups and what I do get to offer as a coach. And social media is a huge part of what I do, but it's much more than that. And it goes much deeper than that. So what I want to do today is kind of walk you through what a typical day of coaching would look like for me, day in, day out. And like I said yesterday, this is something that there are some boring parts, there are some mundane parts, there are some things that I just do out of habit at this point. There are some things that I do every day now that were really hard for me to implement in the beginning as a scared newbie coach. But from day one of my business, I have had, this is called our Success System Tracker, and it is actually what I have used ever since day one of being a coach. So it's kind of interesting when I really think about it. Yes, social media has changed a lot. Yes, my team has grown and things have changed and my focus has grown and God has made me more confident in the message he's given me to have as a coach. But what I do day in, day out has never really changed. These are the basic things. So for me personally, I wake up early. I was not an early riser before I was a coach. I was that girl who laid in bed until the last minute. I hit snooze over and over and over. And I honestly slept probably more than I needed just because I was tired and I was cranky and I didn't really look forward to what I was going to be doing that day, leaving my kids, right? And so coaching gave me something that I was excited to wake up and start the day earlier so that I could make time for it. And so I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Now this summer I've not been that great about my schedule, but now I'm back on it. I committed to that with this new 645 program. I wake up about 4:30. Takes me a minute to wake up. I get up, I brush my teeth, I mix my go-go juice, my Energize, and I go back to my bedroom where I do my Bible study. I do some personal development, and then before I go to push play on a workout, I check into my challenge groups. Now, my challenge groups are virtual groups of women who are all working out together, who are following nutrition plans, who are seeking Christ in their fitness, and it's an accountability piece. So I just check in to see who logged their workouts, who logged their nutrition from the day before. I encourage, give some love, and then I pop back out, right? And so about 5:30, 5:45, no later, I am here in this office that is also my workout room. And so I log into my computer and I pull up my workout and I push play for, right now my workouts are 45 minutes. My personal development, my personal, like, working in to my soul, which is what we call it, my time with Christ, my workout that I do, and my personal development are the foundation of my coaching business. Like, I cannot have a successful business if I don't have my mind right and I'm not taking care of my body. And I love that. Honestly, that is one of the things that drew me to coaching, because I knew if I was going to have long-term accountability for my own personal health and wellness, that this would make me even more accountable. And so I wanted, as scary as it was, I wanted to start posting on social media. I wanted to start sharing my story. It was sloppy, it was messy, it was weird and awkward for me, but I knew that if I was sharing it, I was going to be more accountable to getting up and doing it every day. So at the top of our Success System tracker, being proof that what we're inviting women to actually works is part of our job. So I think that's awesome. And so after I do my workout, I will log into my challenge group, check in with my challengers again really quickly, show them my workout, etc. And then I will make my coffee. I will do a little bit of work before my children get up, maybe 30-40 minutes of work. And that is me emptying my email inbox. That is me emptying my Instagram inbox. That is me maybe making a couple of stories that I know I want to share that day, or writing a post. Honestly, I usually write out my content. I plan it out ahead on Sunday, so I'm not sitting slave to my phone all day, every day, trying to come up with something to say. So I do plan out my content for the most part on Sundays, or at least have an idea of what I want to share on social media that week. And so after I do a little bit of work, checking messages, that type of thing, I will have breakfast. I will do devotions with my kids. I might clean up a little bit around the house. And then once my kids get up, they have my attention for an hour or two before I sit back down to work again. Now, when I was a brand new coach for the first 3 or 4 years, I did not work from home. I was a full-time teacher. I would drive an hour each way to my teaching job, and I was away from home for about 9 hours a day. Now, I had to find the time to build this business. I used my commute to listen to personal development, to send voice memos, to catch up on trainings that I might have missed, anything I could do while I was driving safely. Then I would go to my job and I would work for a few hours before I could actually pick up coaching work again. And so on my lunch break, I was sending messages. I was responding to people who had responded to my invites to my challenge groups the day before. I was, writing up a post that I knew I wanted to post later that evening. I was coming up with content for my challenge groups. There were different things I would do, but I would have to use my time so wisely, and I still have to, honestly. But I use my lunch break then. I use my commute on the way back home to fill my mind again with personal development. One thing I can tell you as a business owner, if you are not filling your mind with positivity, with things that will build you up and not allow the doubts or the fears or negativity or the lies that Satan tells you, if you can put enough good in throughout the day to fight the battle for your mind, you are going to win. You are going to win. And so I would use those drive times to fill up my soul, fill up my cup, and keep my focus. When I got home as a new coach from my full-time job, my focus was on my boys for at least 3 hours, right? Dinner, baths, games, whatever we had to do. And then after they went to bed, I would pick back up my work. I would, again, check into my challenge groups. I would send a few invites to people. I would answer messages. And if you can't tell, it's a lot of conversations. I get to have conversations every single day with women who either just need an encouraging word, women who I have invited to my boot camps or the coaching opportunity, people on my team that I get to mentor and I get to have relationships with and help them build their own businesses. And so throughout the day, the basics of what I do on this tracker are take care of myself, build my social media following. I had to learn how to build Instagram, how to grow Instagram, how to market, and how to have a voice that I knew that God wanted me to have. I update my stories throughout the day. I do respond to people who show interest in my boot camps or in the coaching opportunity. and I just pour into people who are in my challenge groups already, right? And so like I do run a challenge group every single day. And so I do a lot of planning. I try to be a very good steward of the time that God has given me. And I don't want to wake up each day and be like, okay, what do I need to do today? Right? Like, just haphazardly build a business. That's not what I'm about. And that's not what I'm about teaching my team to do. I do not want to be a slave to my phone and do not want to be a slave to my inbox. And so one of the things that I do at the beginning of every week is I have these time blocking pages. I actually have a bigger planner that I use that I've transferred onto here, but I actually block out when I'm going to do the work that I have to do. I know that in the mornings early, the first few hours of the day is when I can absolutely get the most done, including my working in time, my working out time. And honestly, if I have an hour before my kids wake up, I can knock out most of the things on this tracker that I have to do every day. And then after that, everything is like creativity or pouring into my team or coming up with new ideas, new content. And I'm actually working on something very exciting that I'm going to share with you this week. Like, I'm all nervous, like I could turn red thinking about it. But I have a new project I'm working on that I get to share with you about very soon. I'm nervous, but I know it's what I'm supposed to be doing. And so like this afternoon after the pool, I'm going to work on that. Like, I'm not even going to work on, actually things pertaining to my business. This is going to be something extra. But I do block off my time. I do make a list of the top 3 things that I want to get done every day. And then I just brain dump the things that I know I want to happen. And I focus on those 3 main things each day. And if I get those done, I know I've done what I need to build my business and move it forward. And then honestly, after that, it's wash, rinse, repeat. I do the same things on this tracker every single day. I get to do them in new and different ways every day. I get to post about something different. I get to share a different part of my story. I get to run a different type of challenge group each month, try to follow God's leading on that. And then whatever I do, I can duplicate it and share it with my team. I love the work. And like I said at the beginning, some of it can get a little boring. Adding followers can be a little bit boring. But do you know I spend 5 minutes a day on adding followers? That's it. And that is actually, even though I might not like doing those 5 minutes every day, do you know what adding followers does? It opens the door for me to share my story with more women. It actually opens the door for me to learn from other women. You have no idea. You have no idea how many other homeschooling mamas I've met on Instagram because I spent 5 minutes growing my following that I have connected with, and that they have actually enhanced my life and helped me as a homeschool mom. I've asked so many questions from some of you mamas this last year. Has been ridiculous. And I know that if it hadn't been for coaching, if it hadn't been for the fact that that was one of my vital behaviors to grow my social media following, I might not have met some of you who have helped me the most in my own personal homeschooling journey this last year. And so while I say that I've asked God to help me fall in love with the work, He truly has. And I pray that for my team as well. The things that are on this tracker, growing your social media following, posting, inviting to a challenge group, running a challenge group, starting to talk about coaching. Those are things I did not know how to do on week one, month 1 as a coach, but somebody taught me. And I have that privilege and that honor and that responsibility to teach it to my new coaches, to teach my coaches that as they grow with every level of change, every level of growth as a coach, like I get to be there to teach my team how to do it. And I love that. I love getting to teach what I have learned myself. And honestly, I love getting to teach my team how to do this God's way, how to honor God with your social media, how to honor God with the time He's given you, how to honor your family with a business that can take control of your life, but we don't let it, right? We build it the right way. And so by the time I go to bed, I have done everything on this tracker most days. I won't say every day. I do take Sundays off from doing the things on that tracker. That's my Sabbath. I'll do some planning. I'll do some thinking, some creating on Sunday while I'm quiet. But I don't work on Sunday, and so that just helps me stay grounded in what God has called me to do and not what somebody else has called me to do. So that is what I do every single day. I think that makes sense. If you have questions about it, you are free to ask me. But I always say what I do every day, anybody can do it. Not everybody will do it. Not everybody wants to do it, and that's okay. But anybody can work out, take care of their body, post on social media, run a challenge group, invite people to do it with them, and wash, rinse, repeat, like I said. So I'm loving sharing with you this week about being called to coaching. If you would like to learn more, if you want to come speak to me directly, let's do it. My new coach mentorship actually starts next Tuesday, and so I am looking just for 2 more women that I want to link arms with and mentor in the month of August to build your own business, because it's amazing. And so tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we earn as coaches, why now is the absolute best time to join Team Beachbody and build a faith-based fitness business, and what it looks like as far as like rewards and trips and things like that, because that is the fun part too. I'm not gonna lie, I love that part a whole lot. But the work that I do every single day is what matters the most. And so that's it. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? Now we're going swimming. See ya.